evening, viewers. This is Deepika Lingdo, bringing to you the news and events in Meghalaya from Bosco Media Network. Let us first have a look at the headlines for today. Meghalaya Assembly passes bills pertaining to finance, taxes, minerals and establishment of university. Construction of a shopping mall in the PWD complex at Barak in Shillong is at the conceptual stage, Tinsong. And protest continues for opposing the public hearing in DC office, East Jata Hills district. And now the news in detail. Meghalaya Legislative Assembly, on the last of the autumn session today, passed the Meghalaya Appropriation Bill 2020, including the Meghalaya Settlement of Area and the State Taxation Acts Bills 2020, Meghalaya Mineral Cess Amendment Bill 2020, Meghalaya Farmers Empowerment Commission Amendment Bill 2020, Meghalaya Rights to Public Services Bill 2020 and St. Xavier's University Shillong Bill 2020. The Meghalaya Appropriation Bill 2020 will enable the state government to withdraw an amount of 641 crore 84 lakhs 91,266 rupees from the Consolidated Fund of Meghalaya for the financial year ending 31st March 2021. The amount will enable the state government for making payment incurred by the different departments.
Suggestions that are meant so that we can decide on how to move forward in that aspect also. So we are working on that aspect of MRSSA as well. But having said that, sir, I think it is important to note that the process has already started. So that is the most important part we need to understand. We need to realize that, yes, different policies are going to be there and different policies will help us achieve the goal that we want. And I think it is important to keep that particular goal in mind.
Replying to the short duration discussion labelled by Congress legislator Miralbon's aim on the news item published by the Khasi Daily, Umaupur dated 3rd of October 2020 under the caption, Pinsange ka Sarkar Badlaya ka entry point ha umling, Bitar Shlaki Singh Bhalang, Meghalaya Chief Minister said that the state government has identified as many as 24 entry and exit points across the state for checking influx, and in some cases land have also been acquired for this purpose. Chief Minister also said that the state government is making all-out efforts to see that the construction of the entry and exit points at Umling tagged along with COVID-19 testing centre and tourism department will be completed soon and made functional. Meghalaya Deputy Chief Minister in charge PWD Roads, Preston Tinsong today informed the House that a subway steel bridge along the Shillong bypass will be constructed as a temporary measure to restore the smooth.
In fact, the work for the construction of the facilitation center at Umling has already started and is due to be completed by November 2020. Mr. Speaker, sir, the government of Meghalaya has prioritized the setting up of the entry point at Umling in Ribhoi, as it is one of the main entry points to the state of Meghalaya. It was with this in mind that the land belonging to the Transport Department at Umling was identified in 2019. The land belonging to the Transport Department was ideal, as it was a government land and was spacious to allow free movement of vehicles. Once the land belonging to Transport Department was finalized, the state government via number tourism 43/2019/35 dated 13th of March 2020 conveyed administrative approval and sanctioned the total estimate costing amount to 15 crores 92 lakhs 81,000 only for phase 1 for construction of facilitation center entry point at Umling, Ribhoi district.
Replying to the call attention motion tabled by Congress MLA George B. Lingdo on the news report about the inspection of the NHAI officials in view of the crack of the Dwaruksoid Bridge in Ribhoi district, Tinsong said that the proposal to construct of the steel bridge has been intimidated to both Ministry of Roads and Highways and also to the NHAI headquarters in New Delhi. Tinsong said that the construction of the steel bridge will immediately start as soon as the proposal is approved. Deputy Chief Minister, however, said that the reconstruction or realignment of Dwaruksoid Bridge will take some time. He also informed that the NHAI officials during the inspection of the Dwaruksoid Bridge had conducted the non-destructive tests and the same has been sent to IIT Guwahati for testing and the report of the same is still awaited.
Subsequently, with the construction
Deputy
of the
Chief
Shillong
Minister
bypass,
informed that the heavy
this
loaded
bridge
trucks
was
are now being
taken over
diverted
by
to ply
the
through
National
Shillong
Highway
City,
Authority of India.
adding that the timing for plying
And
of the heavy loaded trucks
is
has been
learned that
fixed
due
from
diligence
9
was
p.m. to 6 a.m. on a
to
daily basis.
examine the structure,
It may be
to
mentioned that
examine
recently
the
the
strength of
Ribhoi
the
Deputy
bridge.
Commissioner has issued
Prior
an order
to
directing
the,
all heavy vehicles
Nahai
carrying
taking
goods
over
about
the
10 metric tons
bridge
going
from
towards
the State
and coming from
Department
Janta Hills
and
have been
corroborating
directed to
it
ply
to
via
the
Shillong City with immediate effect in view of development of cracks on
with
Dwar
that
Soit Bridge,
background,
Umroi on Shillong Bypass.
we also understand the very importance of the Shillong bypass, how it has served the state. It is a prime asset of the state, an infrastructure that has done away with the long hours of traffic jams that the people of the state have faced. 4-5 hours of traffic jam, especially during the winters, during the time when the tourist season is there. And it is also a pride of a state, sir, where a lot of people have come from across the nation to appreciate this very stretch of road.
In view of the cracks, the permissible load to ply over the bridge has been fixed below 10 metric ton. On the Umyam Dam Bridge, Tinsong informed that the lifespan of this bridge is more than 50 years. He also informed that the technical experts from MEECL have suggested that vehicles plying through the Umyam Dam Bridge should not exceed 40 metric tons. Earlier, Congress MLA from Umroi constituency George Lingdo stated that Umyam Bridge is subjected to a lot of pressure and cautioned that a hairline crack on the bridge may lead to catastrophic consequences. He also stated that the Dwar Soit Bridge beams have cracked and the entire 4-lane road from Umyam to Jorabad deteriorated. Recalling that he has been raising the issue about the lifespan of the Umyam Bridge time and again, Lingdo said that now that the Dwar Soit Bridge is under repair, all the trucks are plying over the Umyam Bridge daily.
Now, sir, I stand also to appreciate vigilant citizens, the NGOs that have come forward, who have been very alert to bring out this subject, and at the same time going to the bridge and going underneath the bridge to see that the beams that have been constructed have cracked. And I also had gone with the officers from the Pollution Department, and I appreciate the Chief Engineer National Highway for his prompt response and other officers who have supported in this effort to alert the state government, to alert the department. At the same time, the district administration of Ribhoi coming out with a notification and an order stopping the trucks from above 10 metric tons to ply along that bridge, and alerting the deputy commissioners of East Khasi Hills and East and West Janta Hills not to allow the trucks to further come from that particular stretch.
Raising the issue, Congress MLA from Umroi Assembly constituency George B. Lingdo blamed the Transport Department for its failure to check the plying of overloaded trucks, which had led to the crack of the Dwar Soit Bridge beams. On the border issue, Meghalaya Border Area Development Minister Lakman Rumbui informed that the department will soon be releasing funds for the Interstate Border Area Development Program ISBADP for developmental projects along the interstate border.
And for the year 2019-20 and 2021 is nil as on date. The district-wise allocation for the year 18-19 is as given below. Ribhoi 33,58,000. Then Southwest Karo Hills 2,84,000. West Karo Hills 9,84,000. West Janta Hills 8,16,000. East Janta Hills 11,07,000. West Khasi Hills 6,17,000. North Karo Hills 11,34,000. Total is subtotal 8 lakh, and skill development 10 lakh, and monitoring and evaluation 2 lakh. So the total is 1 crore. B. Sir, the total number of villages in the Ribhoi district is 117, and total number of villages enlisted on the Nongpo constituency is 13. The name of the village is as per statement placed on the table of the House.
Bamiral, please.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I would like to thank the Honorable Minister for elaborately answer all these questions, and especially for the amount sanctioned for Ribhoi, 38,58,000 in the year 2018-19. Sir, in the course of response to B, on these villages under Nongpo constituency, where have been raised on that day also when we have a start question on the same issue. Here the list is 13, but actual at the ground, there are 10 more villages. I have informed the House that day also, which is very much under the parameter of the guidelines within this scheme, which is 0 to 10 kilometer and villages within 0 to 5 kilometer priority will be given. So I would like to get an assurance from the Honorable Minister that the remaining 10 villages also will be enlisted in the village as the beneficiary for this project, for this scheme.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I have already replied that day that this we will look into it. If they fall within the parameter, they will surely include in the list of BADP.
So, second question. Yesterday only the government, the MDA coalition, has just got the confidence of the House, but the same confidence of the people also. Each and every citizen of our state, we are very much concerned about our border, be it international border or even state border. Only in Ribhoi, there are 117 villages enlisted. Different districts also, they have many villages. My point of concern is that amount sanctioned in 2019-20, 2021 is nil. What is the very basic reason that this very important department, so that we can develop infrastructure in all the bordering villages neighboring Assam, so that we can protect our border, but since the government and the department did not take initiative to sanction scheme in 1920-22. I want to know the reason from the Honorable Minister.
Sir, I have already replied that day, but I will repeat my reply that this year the government will sanction some scheme under this ISBADP, sir.
Sir, I want to know from the Honorable Minister that whether all those districts which is bounding Assam, whether the block or the border area development officer has been appointed or they are in place or not in all those bordering with Assam.
Sir, most of the area have been appointed except Ribhoi district, where it is being entrusted to DRDA.
That's why, sir, I'm asking, because in Ribhoi we don't have, we share a long boundary with Assam. We should have a dignified officer to be appointed immediately so that he can look after of all the villages within Ribhoi. And I want an assurance from the Honorable Minister that the border area development officer be appointed so that he can look after those villages.
Sir, I agree with the suggestion of the Honorable Member, but I cannot assure that they will appoint immediately. We will see that the process how to do, but I will ensure that whatever scheme executed and will be executed will be done as per the guideline and to the satisfaction of the people, sir.
On the proposal construction of a shopping mall in the PWD complex at Barak in Shillong, Meghalaya Deputy Chief Minister in charge PWD Road said that the proposal for setting up of the infrastructure in the PWD complex at Barak is at the conceptual stage. Replying to the question asked by the Congress legislator M. Amperin Lingdor, Tinsong informed that the present PWD complex is used by the Office of the Executive Engineer PWD Roads, Shillong Central Division, Office of the Assistant Executive Engineer PWD Roads, Subdivision and others.
Of the Public Works Department, Road and Buildings, E. Sir, the existing land houses the following offices of Peludi Road and Building. 1. Office of the Executive Engineer, Peludi Road, Shillong Central Division. 2. Office of the Assistant Executive Engineer, Peludi Road, Subdivision 1 and 2. 3. Office of the Assistant Executive Engineer, Peludi Road, NH Subdivision. 4. Office of the Executive Engineer, Peludi Buildings, Electrical Division. 5. Office of the Assistant Executive Engineer, Peludi Buildings, Electrical Subdivision. 6. Office of the Assistant Executive Engineer, Peludi Road, Shillong, Building Subdivision. And 7th, Officers and Staff Quarters of Peludi Road and Buildings.
Honorable Speaker, sir, may I inquire from the Honorable Minister, PWD, Deputy Chief Minister, what would be the procedures entailed at the conceptual stage?
May I get the question repeated, sir?
Question.
Honorable Speaker, sir, what would be the procedures entailed in a conceptual stage?
Sir, in fact, the criteria is, because this project, we feel from the government, we have the intent of redeveloping that particular area. But saying that, we also would like to take into considerations the views, the opinions of all the interrelated departments. And right now, why I said we are at the conceptual stage is because this process is still on. So unless we get all the details, I will not be able to say anything on that. But once we get details, then the government will take a final call on that, sir.
Honorable Speaker, sir, if that is the stage at which this project is at, may I inquire from the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister whether or not some sort of a competition was held by the Urban Affairs Department, and I'll ask my next question after.
Yes, sir. In fact, from Urban Affairs Department, they floated invitation last year in the month of June 2019, which is known as design competition, from all the architects or firms, agency who deals with this. And the nomenclature of this is for redevelopment or redesigning of the particular place, and that is Barrick Point. So, on the basis of that quotation, sir, five firms, they participated, 5 firms participated, and then ultimately one of them was treated as number 1.
So, Honorable Speaker, sir, am I therefore made to understand that while this consultation between departments was supposed to have occurred, a DPR has actually taken shape in this project?
Sir, in fact, as I've already replied, as far as redevelopment work is concerned, we are right now at the conceptual stage. When you talk about the quotation invited by the Urban Affairs Department, I would like to say this is specific for designing only. It is only for designing, not for preparation of DPR.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I'd like to know whether or not this conceptual stage will also consider the huge spaces in this 3.5 acres dedicated to housing facilities for staff of PWD Road and Building
Still, I don't get the question. So may I request Honourable Member to comment?
Honourable Speaker, sir, as of today, there are several staff quarters already in existence in that location. Will this redevelopment plan therefore also dedicate spaces for staff and for welfare of staff of both the roads and the building officials?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why I already said we are right now in the conceptualized stage, number one. And number two, inter-related department discussion, consultation is still on, where we need to take into consideration all these issues and all the concerns, and ultimately government will take a final course.
So one last question. May I request the Honourable Deputy Chief Minister, therefore, since the project is at a conceptual stage, to include the local MLA and the MLA of Laban constituency as well, because this is a project which is at the heart of our constituencies. May I get some assurance that we too will be consulted?
Sir, in fact, as an MLA, I think it is mandatory that views, suggestion can be submitted to any concerned department or to the government. We are fully accommodative that. Thank you so much, Honourable MLA who has just raised now. We are fully accommodative, and those suggestions, views, opinions submitted, which is the best for the interest of the state, we accept it, sir.
Yeah, Charles.
In the course of the reply of the Honourable Deputy Chief Minister, he has said that the proposal for setting up an iconic infrastructure. Will you kindly define iconic infrastructure to me, please, through you?
Sir, well, that's what I'm saying. Right now we are in this stage. Until and unless all the details, be it the discussion, the consultation, or even preparation is completed, I still cannot say which types of iconic infrastructure is, but I'm sure, as I said to you, once the process is completed, you will be known exactly as mentioned by Honourable MLA from Lankas.
Sir, in the course of his reply, he has said that quotations were floated, invitations for a design concept, and one of the designers was selected as the number one. What was his design like? And we know the components of the design.
Sir, in fact, all the details I don't have, but ultimately, technically I should say, after examining those papers, so one of the firm was qualified, not only qualified, but we treated as the best designing done. So as a layman, in fact, I don't have much the detail. So therefore, sir, for this particular supplementary, I think I require notice.
No, sir, that's fine. We are all laymen in this particular type of work. But to qualify an architect or a design firm as the best firm to be selected, he must have given you some design. So on what parameters were used to make him the best design? That is all I'm asking.
Sir, yeah, I've already replied, sir. I don't have the record, the details right now with me. That's what I said, I require notice, sir.
My last supplementary, sir. In that design, was there a shopping mall considered?
Sir, it was inclusive. Inclusive.
And, Mr. Speaker, sir, submission to the government. Although this question, I'll just take 2 minutes.
The idea of shopping malls today has become a thing of the past. Even before pre-COVID days, Maharashtra had suffered an 80% loss of footfalls in all the shopping malls. They were like graveyards. Let's not go that far. Even in GS Road, Guwahati, all the shopping malls are closing down or they are being used for something else. Because there are no buyers, everybody is going online. So my humble request to the Honourable Minister, if you consider any design, it will be best in the interest of everybody to avoid that and use that space for something better. That is my submission. You may reply.
Sir, I think I have already replied very, very clearly. We need to, yes, right, sir. I think I saw in the statement few weeks back, keep coming on daily basis, where I could see the concern of all the stakeholders as far as the proposed redevelopment of Barrack Point is concerned. So therefore, I would like to say, sir, we will take into consideration all the opinions made by all the stakeholders, and ultimately for the best interest of the state as a whole, for the interest of people of the state, we will take a final call on it.
Sir, may I ask the Honourable Deputy Chief Minister, how much amount has been sanctioned and spent for the drawing and for the concept of this design?
Sir, out of that invitation, 5 firms participated, and ultimately we have first, second, third, and first rank we have considered the award of rupees 5 lakhs, the second rank 3 lakhs, and then the third rank is 2 lakhs.
On the power scenario in the state, James K. Sangma told the House that the name of the contractor award for the infrastructural components under Saubhagya scheme was Ms. Satnam Global Infra Project Limited from New Delhi. Replying to the question raised by opposition Congress member Zenith M. Sangma, Meghalaya Power Minister informed that the House that there are more than 100 local electrical contractors and suppliers under departmental execution with infrastructural components for 436 villages under Saubhagya scheme.
Delhi 110092. 2, Sir, MS Onicon Enterprises, care of Patel Engineering Limited, Patel Estate Road, Jogashwari, West, Mumbai 400102. So there are also more than 100 local electrical contractors and suppliers under departmental execution with infrastructural components for 436 villages under Saubhagya scheme. Sir, B, no, sir. And C, sir, the bank guarantee for bid security is 1% of the total of the tender value, and the minimum annual turnover should not be less than 100 crores, and the liquid assets should not be less than 25 crores. D, sir, does not arise in view at B above.
The NGO of EJNC Clariat Circle and HYC came out to protest against the intention of the DC East Jante Hills District to conduct the public hearing of the Star Cement regarding the limestone issue in Bri Shernot that was supposed to be held on 21st November 2020 in the office premises of the DC. The organization started protesting along with placard all the way from Clariat to the office of the DC.
The group started to protest along with their placard from Clariat till the office of the DC.
Under the inspection of the Hills Farmers Union to many villages and districts to listen to the problem that farmers are facing time to time in marketing their produce, the union discovered that the farmers are facing a number of hardships, especially at this time when the pandemic is at its peak. The union found one particular village which falls under Ribhoi district. The farmers from this particular village are the most affected as they cannot transport their produce to Jagiro since the only bridge that connects the two states was closed by the Assam government due to the pandemic. Therefore, the union expressed their plea to the government to open the only way that they could sell their produce to save them from loss.
Lada pli kan ke jingking makanaru mdai ban pli ya ki baro henrengi pli tang kendiat kumno ban pelai tang ki mar ki mata ban pelai Assam wala kataru nagal yang sunung jungi ngi kwa ban yetrelang bat ki pulit kum ke volunteer ngi kwa ban trelang ban ab hagne kaca ka jingking te lada don kano ka jing ladon kano ka kam ngi kwa mod trelang bat ki pulit te tangkatahi andre ka jingkerpat balong nongkong te gi kwa plino kan ka jingking deshubun
oi nadu ba lakhang ya kan ka jingking ba ka jing kabadon shibun ki jing ha kini ki than jongi hangne hapo omsian namar la nong kumukwai utempeu ubangi sha lidi sha Assam henre ngimla shubandi ki kwai ki ladu ki kaj ki bangi ong long ki shuput elot ki jhur ngimla shuban lidi sha Assam henre ladangi libu sham sting pat long ki dor kabai kali kala poi hadu la hajar steng saw hajar henre ngi naliang ka seng nong rep jongi minta ngim don shu ke jingting ba ka ne ke jingking ba ngi la kerpat ba ka sarkar kan pech korno ba ngideno ban pli mar ngi ngim don jingting shu bat ki mar ki jongi ngila no ban supply sha Assam oi kisnong ki bang ni shamjing bhashani main kini ki circle ki bahap hapo kani ka umsiang circle chonga farmar jongi kadai ka umsiang kareka jam umsiang mayong umsiang mau pedeng ke makdo maska ampreng umdu bikhat markhang duba amjong bat lempoi.
Let us have a glimpse of the COVID-19 updates for today. Well, dear viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.